Have you ever felt like you did everything right, but the blessing you hoped for still didn't come? Sometimes we quietly assume that if we obey God perfectly, life will follow a predictable pattern. But discipleship is not a transaction, it's a relationship of trust.
Some misunderstand the promises of God to mean that obedience to Him yields specific outcomes on a fixed schedule. They might think, if I diligently serve a full-time mission, God will bless me with a happy marriage and children. Or if I refrain from doing schoolwork on the Sabbath, God will bless me with good grades. Or if I pay tithing, God will bless me with that job I've been wanting. If life doesn't fall out precisely this way, or according to an expected timetable, they may feel betrayed by God. But things are not so mechanical in the divine economy. We ought not to think of God's plan as a cosmic vending machine where we select a desired blessing, insert the required sum of good works, and the order is promptly delivered. God will indeed honor His covenants and promises to each of us. We need not worry about that. The atoning power of Jesus Christ, who descended below all things and then ascended on high, and who possesses all power in heaven and in earth, ensures that God can and will fulfill His promises. It is essential that we honor and obey His laws, but not every blessing predicated on obedience to law is shaped, designed, and timed according to our expectations. We do our best, but leave to Him the management of blessings, both temporal and spiritual.
D. Todd Christofferson taught that obedience does not operate like a mechanical formula where we perform an action and immediately receive the exact outcome we expect. Sometimes we think, if I serve a mission, I will receive a certain blessing. If I pay tithing, God will give me the job I want. If I sacrifice something for the Sabbath, life will become easier. But God's blessings are not dispensed like products from a machine. Through the power of the atonement of Jesus Christ, every covenant promise will be fulfilled. The Lord always keeps His word, but He fulfills His promises in His way, in His wisdom, and in His timing. Our responsibility is simple: be faithful and trust Him with the rest. When blessings don't arrive the way we expected, it doesn't mean God has forgotten us. It may simply mean that He is preparing something better than we can currently see. Faith is not trusting God only when the outcome matches our plan. Faith is trusting Him even when it doesn't.